Got your eyes on a home? You'll need the local home loan experts at Guaranteed Rate Affinity. We are a fintech mortgage company that streamlined the home buying process. Our loan officers have direct access to the best real estate agents, giving you a completely seamless home buying experience. Featuring the industry's most advanced tech platform and customized loan solutions, our local loan officers can help you at any time from anywhere. Our digital mortgage and power bid approval will get you pre-approved in minutes with a strong offer even against all cash offers. You need speed to win in this market, and our same-day mortgage delivers, getting you approved in as little as 1 day. Getting you on track for the closing table in as fast as 10 days. Speaking of the closing table, our flash close options shorten the closing appointment from hours to minutes, or skip it altogether. It's your choice. We've made the home buying experience as fast, simple, and awesome as possible for countless others, and we'd love to help you next. Get pre-approved today with the experts at Guaranteed Rate Affinity, and let's get you home.
We are live, guys. Happy Thursday, Team California. Again, my name is Vinod Jotwani. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Guaranteed Rate Affinity. Brian Beam, introduce yourself, Brian. I think everybody here knows you.
Yeah, hopefully. But Brian Beam, Southern California manager. Super excited because we've been working with Jason since December to bring these events to you guys. And this one's probably going to be the most impactful. So we are very, very, very fired up for the next hour with Jason here.
Sounds good, guys. So this is the continuation from the original live experience that you guys were at, whether it was Northern California or Southern California, bringing Jason to you from Guaranteed Rate Affinity, and then following up with you guys saying, all right, out of his amazing 9 different modules that he has on how to utilize AI, what are the 4 that you guys really wanted to do a little bit more of a deep dive into? And we went through the first 2, and now it's the continuation to the second 2. But always love to give a little bit of background on who Guaranteed Rate Affinity is. You know, this is a cost that we've taken on as your mortgage partner. So just wanted to share with you just a quick video again explaining who GRA is. So let's go ahead and play that, and then we'll get right into the content, guys.
Home buyers want simple and awesome. In fact, 79% of consumers think a one-stop shop makes the process easier. So we created Guaranteed Rate Affinity, a fintech mortgage company that streamlined the home buying process. We're not on the other side of town or hard to reach. We're simply always available. Our home financing experts offer more than 100 loan products and are backed by the best mortgage tech platform, helping you and your clients at any time from anywhere. Your clients will get pre-approved in minutes with a strong offer, even against all cash offers. And we'll approve them in as fast as 1 day, getting them to the closing table in as fast as 10 days. Speaking of the closing table, our flash close options shorten the closing appointment from hours to minutes. Or they can skip it entirely. It's their choice. Our Agent Advantage platform can do even more to help you look good to clients and sell more homes. Got any clients in need of a mortgage? Bring it home to Guaranteed Rate Affinity.
Always love to share a little commercial. I know some of you amazing agents on this call work alongside of our best of the best loan officers, and we hope you continue to do so. So let's talk a little bit about AI. You guys know that it's changing our industry here in real estate, mortgage, all things from a home buying perspective, and there's so much happening out there. But the focus is, how do you leverage AI to really think about optimizing what you do day in and day out, and be even more efficient to be able to spend more of that time with your prospect home buyers and do what you guys do best, which is put amazing people into the home of their dreams. So Jason obviously is a leader of all of this understanding and technology, and an absolute guru that he's going to be able to go through how to really just be faster with your lead generation, how you can utilize automation for follow-up, how you can really personalize and customize, you guys being that expert and really owning the marketplace, and then how we can also streamline that loan processing when you work with a GRA loan officer. So it's all about optimizing efficiency and making you guys look good. So you guys came to us and you said, hey, there were 4 different topics that we really wanted to delve into on all things AI. So last time around in February, we talked a little bit more in detail. Jason went through making ChatGPT an extension of you. and then the one-shot marketing plan and leveraging AI from that perspective. So this session today is going to go more into your rankings to really showcase you above everybody else that you're competing with, and then the mindset and the shift with Zillow. So something really unique and interesting that he's also going to go into. But before we delve into it, guys, if you don't already, please pull out your phone. We want you guys to follow Guaranteed Rate Affinity on social media. Not only are we socializing some of the fun, unique things that we're doing alongside with you guys in your branch offices at events and experiences, but also what's happening within the industry. And we have some resident experts within our organization that are talking about what's happening within the news and value add for you to take as nuggets down to your home buyers. So again, grab your phone out right now, follow Guaranteed Rate Affinity on our Instagram. And then if you like these sessions, you want to showcase that you were a part of it, post on social, hashtag Agent Intel, and then obviously tag Guaranteed Rate Affinity. And you know what? My marketing team and I will showcase you nationally. So we'll have a little bit of fun with it. So who's ready to really delve into it? Let's get into supercharging your AI. Jason, why don't you join on and take it from here, my friend?
Hey, thank you, Vin. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everybody, for being back for round number 2 of this webinar. I got to tell you, I am especially stoked for today's conversation because I want to echo what Vin said moments ago. This is the most important topic as it relates to your bottom line, to your business, in all of real estate and AI. There is no topic of greater importance than today. I'll circle back to just sort of the agenda and the roadmap of what we're going to cover, but just spoiler alert, we're going to get into how do we make sure when a prospective buyer or seller in your local marketplace asks ChatGPT, or for that matter, asks Perplexity or Google's AI overview for a recommendation on who should I hire to list and sell my home, we want to make sure that you've done everything that is strategically possible to ensure that it recommends you. We want to turn AI into your wingman, so to speak, that's going to talk you up and make you look good to buyers and sellers. Now, in the chat, James, I saw your comment. I think it was James. Yeah. James, I saw your comment about I would love to do a deep dive on Claude and not just ChatGPT. It's funny, you kind of read my mind. Inside of AI Marketing Academy, we have 2 sort of tiers. We have AI rookies and AI rock stars. Everybody gets all the training, but we just sort of let you self-choose. Do you want to watch one or both or whatever? Anyways, the topic this month, it's all about Claude. We're going to go Claude sort of beginner level and Claude advanced level because there's so much power and potential with that platform. Anyways, James, I just had to acknowledge your comment. That's not what we're going to get into today, but I was just working on the content before I jumped on the session. So I was like, I want to talk about that because I am super stoked about it. All right, let me share my screen. And I do believe this is being recorded, so fret not, the recording is there. You should be seeing my screen. Can somebody just in the chat confirm, yep, we see the screen right now, it's there. I think you're looking at AI Marketing Academy on the screen. I'm going to move it to slides in a moment. Yes, okay, perfect. All right, so a lot of the resources we're going to cover are going to be inside of here today, but I'll give you, for some of you who maybe weren't on the last webinar, I'm sure you were at the event in California because that's sort of how you got invited to this webinar. But regardless, I'll just jog your memories. Back in early December, I did a Northern and Southern California half-day morning session where we went through these 9 modules that Ven talked about. And then we're going to deep dive a couple more today. We did a webinar several weeks ago. We covered 2 of them. I'm going to cover 2 more today. But just for housekeeping purposes, I'm Jason, Pantana. If you scan that QR code, it takes you to my link tree where we can connect on your preferred social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, whatever you want. I lead AI Marketing Academy. We are real estate's most actionable, most tactical AI training platform. We focus on how do you AIify your marketing. This is not about AI just because you want to nerd out about AI. This is about how do you put AI to work in your business in a meaningful way so that you can save time, you can reduce cost, you can boost and scale your efforts. Now, let's move into what we covered so we can make sure we use our time wisely together today. When we were together in December, we went through lots of different AI tools. I want to be super clear. ChatGPT is not the end all be all only AI tool there is. We covered a lot of ground together while we were in person in California. We talked about prompting, we talked about ChatGPT, Claude, Notebook LM, we talked about blogging and using Perplexity, and we talked about cloning yourself and making voice avatars that sound like you for podcast. Suffice it to say this, we did a lot together in California. We went through these 9 modules. I'm not going to read all of them. That's a whole lot of text. And you're probably like, please don't read this slide to me. I won't. Last time we were together on the first of these 2 follow-up webinars, we talked about ChatGPT, and I want to make a note on this. This session here was less strategic and more of a, you should know the tools you're using. I believe I made this comparison that when you got into real estate, there were certain technologies that just became core to the way you do business. For example, if you had never logged into an MLS, back when you can remember being an agent, when you first got licensed and you logged into your MLS for the first time, you were probably like, what on earth is this thing? And it required a learning curve that you had to sort of work through to be able to harness the tool and wield it effectively. Your CRM, same story. What is this thing? You have to learn how to use it. Well, now we're in this new era of learning how to use these large language models, and ChatGPT is, of course, the most popular large language model, but it's not the only large language model. There's Grok, there's Claude, there's Gemini, there's alternatives to ChatGPT, but most people are still using ChatGPT. Part 2, we talked about one-shot marketing plan, which is where you have one prompt that you feed into AI, and it effectively turns your AI into me as your marketing coach to help you work through a chat to flesh out what's going to be your marketing plan in 2026. How are you going to make this an edge? Now, today, the topics that you chose to go deep on, and I believe you chose wisely today, they go very hand in glove. We're going to talk about this one here, number 3. AI doesn't rank, it recommends. GEO, which stands for Generative Engine Optimization, is the new SEO, which stands for, of course, Search Engine Optimization. And then we're going to dovetail into Zillow's change to where buyers search. It's inside ChatGPT. Actually, since we were together in December, it's not just Zillow, it's now Redfin also. So we're going to break into both of these, but I want to keep today's session kind of casual. This is meant to be a follow-up deep dive. This is not a standard webinar. I do a lot of webinars. I want this to be more interactive, and I want you to get the sense of we are deep diving on material you've already seen and been exposed to. So don't think of this as a super polished, buttoned up presentation. That being said, on this first topic, I actually want to jump into a different presentation. So inside of AIM, I'm going to share these slides up really quick. We did a topic here recently. In fact, if you look, one of our most recent trainings, this is for the February lectures, is called AI Recommendation Engine. AI Recommendation Engine is a deep dive that we're going to go through together now. So I'm basically going to give that to you now because it goes further in this topic of how do you get recommended to buyers, to sellers in their AI searches. In other words, they go to ChatGPT, they go to Gemini or Perplexity, and they ask, who should I hire to list my house for sale in Irvine, California? And so that happens inside of their chat experience. We're going to deep dive that today. Okay. I do see, I'll ask the team to respond to some of those comments about the recorded sessions. This is being recorded with our great friends over at GRA. They are making this session possible. This is here courtesy of them, and they're the ones with the recordings, not me. So I'll let their team jump into the chat there on that topic. But I would ask everybody, wherever you're sitting or standing, just a little round of applause for GRA for making this possible. I got to tell you, I do a lot of events. It's rare that I do events with follow-ups like this. That's a whole different level of experience and partnership coming from those guys. So I'm super grateful, and I hope you are too. All right, let's jump over to some slides. So we're at this digital crossroads. We talked about this back in December, search versus ask. Old school equals search. New school equals ask. You're going to start to see these little ask message boxes replacing traditional search because search is so antiquated. It's a scavenger hunt. Why would I search Google and then personally spend my time clicking through blue link after blue link after blue link trying to find the answer when I could just say AI? Go do the search for me, report back what you find. And in fact, Realtor.com did a big piece of research later last year And they surveyed buyers and sellers and found that 82% of Americans are using AI for housing market information. Now, if you read the whole article, it's really interesting because, and we talked about this article, in fact, when we were together, and it's going to be very important for our conversation today. They're using it for all variety of questions and topics related to buying and selling real estate. They are asking AI, who should I hire to list and sell my house? They are asking AI about the process of listing a house or buying a house, questions like that. They are asking AI to find properties that meet their wish list as if it's a genie in a lamp and it can go out and find the listings for them. They are searching across all three fronts. It is property inquiries, it is process inquiries, it is professional inquiries, all the above. What should you be hearing me tell you right now? You should be hearing me tell you that, oh my gosh, paradigm shift. Consumers are using AI. They are asking it, it is the new gatekeeper. They go to ChatGPT. It's the new gatekeeper. What it says goes. It's kind of like what we used to say before. We used to say, hey, if I can't look you up on Google and find you, you don't exist. Well, now the reality is if ChatGPT doesn't recommend you, you don't exist. If Perplexity doesn't recommend you, you don't exist. If Google's AI overview doesn't recommend you, you don't exist. Now, the top platforms that we discussed when we were together that your consumers, your buyers, your sellers, and your local marketplace are using are these here. They're using ChatGPT. They're actually using Google, but they're getting Google's AI overview. We'll talk about that. They're using Perplexity, and they're using, they're not really using Copilot. So really these first three, these are our big first three, where they're doing most of their research. They're looking for who should I hire? What should I buy? Where do I go? It's research related topics. I posted this inside of AIM's private Facebook group. I asked, hey, quick poll, how many clients, sales, volume, etc. have you been getting from AI search? And look what came in this chat. I posted this a little while ago, back in January, actually. This is an old screenshot. Damien says 5 million in listings. That's 3 listings in just the last quarter. They were also excited to tell me how they found me. Tammy Price says she got 7 closed, 3 in escrow, 4 new buyer reps signed, 2 new listing agreements signed, and 3 leads, all while she was out on a 2-week cruise. She closed 2.8 million in volume with another 1.2 million pending behind it. She's in San Antonio. So do the price comparison versus California, San Antonio. Christopher Beal, 7 closed for 2.42 million, 7 actively looking, 2 active listings for 1.36 mil, 3 3 listing appointments all this week, all from AI. Holy cow. Sounds like AI is where it's at in terms of winning buyers and sellers. If you like come list me calls, if you just like it when buyers and sellers are like, here I am, I want to hire you, then this is for you. We're going to turn ChatGPT into your wingman. It's going to be recommending you like crazy. So the question that we talked about when we were together, and I gave you a couple of ideas on this. I'm going to give you 4 power moves today. So prepare yourself. We're going to go deeper. This is being recorded. I would take notes. If you want to go way deeper and get inside of AI Marketing Academy, you are, of course, welcome to do that. I will give you a QR code at the end. I don't want to stop you from doing that. But if you want to learn more, this training is recorded. You can go watch it as much as you want and take action on it. And there's even more for you. Okay, so the question, how do you win AI search? 4 moves. Move number 1, we talked about some of these together. So I'll try to be careful about when am I jogging your memory of what we already covered, and then when are we breaking some new ground and it's new content. Step number 1 is you got to show up on the website's AI references for recommendations. Let me read that again. You got to show up. You got to be on the website's AI references for recommendations. Wait, Jason, are you saying AI doesn't just answer on its own? That's exactly what I'm saying. Remember that first slide, search versus ask. It's not that search has gone away. Search versus ask. Search never left. We just gave the job of search to AI. So what that means is ChatGPT is doing the search for your buyers. It's doing the search for your sellers. It is synthesizing and summarizing the answers that it finds through its online search and then putting it in the chat. And so to the consumer, it's this magic answer. But we know that it's not really answering on its own knowledge. It's answering based upon its search. Check this out. ChatGPT, who's the best realtor in Fort Worth, Texas. It searched the web, you saw it very quickly. And if you scroll to the bottom, you're going to see these are all the citations. This is what the web search returned, and it based its answer off of these websites. They're called citations that it found through its own web search. So again, I type in a query, who's the best realtor in whatever marketplace, bam, it searches the web. It brings all that information back, and then it synthesizes and summarizes its answer on the basis of that. Let me just peek over here and see if there's anything going crazy in the chat. I think we're doing okay. I just want to keep an eye on everybody. Okay, so let's go back to some slides. Okay, so the first step is you got to show up on the websites that AI is looking at. Check this out. If you look at Google, so Google, they own Gemini. Old school Google search with 10 blue links is pretty much dead. Like if I go to Google and I just go google.com and I say, who's the best realtor in, I don't know, Raleigh, NC, Raleigh, North Carolina, something like that. At the very tippy top, what do I have? Look there, we have an AI overview powered by that logo looks suspiciously like Gemini. It's Gemini that's providing us with this answer right now. And there's a little horizontal line right here that actually separates it from old school Google. So old school Google's down here, new school Google's up here. It's the AI answer, it's the AI overview. And getting your name up here, like Marty did, like Linda did, like Chuck did, that's where the money's getting made on Google. Now, it's not just Google, of course. It's ChatGPT, it's Perplexity, maybe some Claude, maybe some Grok, but it's mostly ChatGPT, Google's AI overview, and Perplexity. They're the three that are getting the lion's share of customers asking these related questions. Okay, so let's jump. I'm looking here at the chat. I'm seeing Troy made his bio more GEO friendly. I'm reading. So the bio is much longer and I love it, but I can't just copy and paste it. Yeah, so I'm going to give you a hack today. I'm just going to paraphrase Troy's comment that I read. Different profiles have different character limitations on how short or long a bio can be. So the prompt I'm going to give you that we gave you back in December should be producing a short, medium, and long version for you for that exact reason. Okay, let's see. Where we're at. Sorry, having a little brain moment. Okay, so what you're looking at on the screen here is Google. We have two sides, AI mode, AI overview. I just showed you AI overview, right? Let me jump back, but let me show you AI mode. So over here, I could click show more. And if I scroll down, I can actually take a deeper dive in AI mode. And so AI mode is a whole new experience. Like look up here, you've got all short videos, news, images. AI mode is a whole new thing, and it's just AI chat. You want to get your name in the answer. You want to get recommended by AI. That's the game we're playing at, okay? Now, most of what I'm teaching you is going to be across the board, whether it's Perplexity or ChatGPT or Google Gemini, it's going to work for you. Your first step, keep this in mind, is you got to be on the websites that AI references. You got to be on the websites AI references, which are probably these. $10 says if you go do this search a bunch of times, you're going to probably see some commonly recurring websites that keep showing up in the citations. Wow, Gemini really likes this website. Wow, Perplexity really likes this one. Wow, these websites keep showing up on ChatGPT. Ding, 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 alert, alert. Those are the websites to be on. So you should put yourself in the shoes of the seller you want to attract. If you were them, what would you type in ChatGPT? And then you take note. What are the websites that keep showing up? Because those are the websites you must infiltrate. You must get into the water supply so that it spins your name back to that customer when they run their query inside of AI. Like I said before, you want to turn ChatGPT into your wingman. It's going to talk you up. It's going to talk you up. Fast Expert, Yelp's 10 Best, Real Trends, Homelight, Zillow. From RDC stands for Realtor.com. These are familiar. We're going to break down some of these. First, I do want to point some unfortunate news out to you. The first 6, Fast Expert, Yelp 10 Best, Real Trends, Homelight, You may not know this, but if you've ever seen any US news websites, they are fed by HomeLight data. So if you influence HomeLight, by extension, you get US news. So I put them together. Zillow.com and Rate My Agent, all 6 of these conform to a term. Let me show you some of these before I show you the term. So like, for example, look at this. I'm back on my Google search and it's showing me links. Right here's a Yelp's 10 best. If I click that, it's going to verify that I'm a human and it's going to take me into Yelp. Give it a second, give it another second. And then what do I see here? I see a couple of ads, but I get down to Justin, Graham. These are the top 10 real estate agents according to Yelp in the city of Raleigh, North Carolina. So Yelp has a 10 best of every category in every city in America, period. It has the 10 best pizza restaurants. It has the 10 best taco food trucks in every city, the 10 best real estate agents in every city in America. What you're looking at here, going back to the slides, Fast Expert, Yelp's 10 best, Real Trends, all of these that are highlighted now conform to a little handy dandy fictitious term that means made up called listicle pages. What's a listicle pages? It's a page that organizes its answers into a list. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Why does AI like this? Because it makes it easy to cheat. AI doesn't want to actually think hard to answer the question. And this is going to be a key learning. AI doesn't want to think hard. AI is not a search engine. It's still using search results and then it synthesizes the answer. So if AI can find a high authority web page like Yelp, like Fast Expert, like Zillow, that's already done the work of organizing and ranking the agents, it's going to be like, I'm going to cheat on their test. I'm going to just regurgitate that answer right now. And that's what it does. And the way it hedges its bet is it looks at, well, hey, let's see if the same agents, maybe it's a fluke if they're only on one of these, but if I keep seeing the same names on all these different websites, well, by golly, I better trust this as the correct and appropriate answer. So listicles, they present a challenge. If you're not a top producer in your marketplace, getting on one of these is really, really difficult. I'm going to give you a hack to getting around this limitation if you're not a top 10 agent in your local marketplace. Just be advised, if you are on the lower level of production in your marketplace, you're climbing an uphill battle here. I wish I could say it to you differently, but you're climbing an uphill battle. I'm going to give you some secret maneuvers to be able to circumvent a little bit. Yay. Okay, moving on. Number 2. So the first step we said was you got to be on the websites. What does that mean? That means I got to have a profile on Zillow. I got to have a profile on Realtor.com. I've got to have a profile or a channel on YouTube. This is not hard to grasp. You have to be there so that it can find you there. That's your step number 1. Get on the right websites. Get a profile. Step 2 is engineer your profiles to beat other agents to the answer. So I have a trick question for you. You don't need to answer. That's a trick question. Which profiles matter the most? And the answer is they all do, Jason. Though all of them matter. Why? Because there's a reinforcement principle at afoot right now. Think about a bridge. When you drive across a bridge, you'll see these overlapping sort of perpendicular beams, these cross beams. What are they doing? They overlap to reinforce each other. And so in the same way, when AI sees you here and there and over there and there again, and there she is again, oh my gosh, it starts to reinforce that you must be a really high quality agent or you wouldn't be as visible as you are on all these high authority websites. And so which profiles matter most? All of them. You should be everywhere. You've heard the expression, you're that agent, I see you everywhere. But now it's not just a matter of making the consumer think that. You got to make AI think that. Now, embedded into Google and their algorithm, I don't know how much you've put thought to this before. I'm just going to peek at the chat really quick. I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking. Okay, I think we're hanging in there. Okay, good. Nobody's like totally lost. I'm excited to see that. Okay, when you look at Google, for instance, let's go old school Google for a second. Okay, who's the boss? Who's the best realtor in Raleigh, NC? Let's go back to that search again. New school Google is that AI overview. Old school Google is the 10 blue links. Okay. These 10 blue links are not random. They're not, by the way, look at that, US News. That's powered by Homelight. Sorry, squirrel, I'm chasing it. These 10 blue links are not random. They are listed by order of relevance because Google adheres to an algorithm in terms of its ranking. Now, something to be aware of. ChatGPT does not do its own web search. It actually uses an API called SERPs API, which stands for Search Engine Results Pages API, and it basically scrapes Google. So here's what you should hear me saying. ChatGPT used to get its web search results from Bing. Now it gets them indirectly from Google. So it's not like Google search is gone. That algorithm of what's relevant content and what's irrelevant content still matters. So when you just, here's the simple question. How does Google decide which one to put first versus second versus third in its links? And the answer is it uses an algorithm or an acronym called EEAT, which stands for experience, expertise, I went out of order, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. These are the 4 words. It's an acronym. Experience means, let's go, actually, I'll go in order. Expertise means you know what you're talking about. It senses this page is demonstrating its author's expertise, okay? Experience means this web page that it's considering to put into the ranking, wow, it really demonstrates its author's experience. They're not new, they're not rookies, they've been doing this for a while. A stands for authoritativeness. There are signals that this person's an authority on this matter. This isn't their first time talking about it. They're everywhere. And then trustworthiness is more based upon reviews and feedback like that. So I don't want you to go too deep on this, but just high level, how does Google decide what content to rank? They look at these signals. Now, we've got to inject all 4 of these signals into your profiles. Where? On the websites that AI recommends. So step 1, I showed you what are the websites. We got to have a profile there. Step 2, we have to beat other agents so that we get yours recommended over theirs. How do we do that? We have got to brag your face off to make you the ultimate, the greatest, the best ever. There is no room for humility when it comes to your profiles and bios online. Now, something to be aware of, and this seems contradictory. We talked about this in December. AI doesn't see reviews, doesn't really read them, not really. If you ask ChatGPT how many reviews you have on your Google business profile, it's got no flipping idea. It can't look at that data because that information this is a big $10 word. It's not crawlable to ChatGPT. What that means is it's not accessible. The number of reviews, the star rating of your reviews, that content is off limits to ChatGPT and Perplexity. They can't see it. They do see Zillow. It's interesting the way they do see Zillow. I don't want to make your heads hurt. I just want to tell you the truth here. Remember I told you ChatGPT is not a search engine. ChatGPT is using that SERPs API, which performs web search and then brings back all the websites. So I'm going to stop my share for a quick second. I want to have a little fireside chat just to make sure you get this because I do think it's important that you know it. Okay, so someone goes to ChatGPT and they're like, who's the best realtor in Irvine, California? And then ChatGPT is like, let me search the web. It performs a web search for that user's ChatGPT session. It calls or it summons a tool, its web search tool, to do that on the back end. You don't see it. It uses SERPs API. What it is not doing, it is not opening a tab and navigating websites. It's not surfing the web like you, for instance. It's all through the back end. And so it runs a query or a search through this API, and then it gets like this general kind of repository of links back. It doesn't actually see full pages. It sees snippets of those pages. Zillow has made an adjustment recently. I know this is probably a lot. I understand if I'm just like, what is this guy talking about right now? I'm going to try to make this ring true for you for a moment. I apologize. I'm going to bring this baby home for you. Zillow, in the beginning, ChatGPT could not see the reviews you had on your profile page. Zillow actually reconfigured what information they were sending out to this API that ChatGPT was using, and it now includes your reviews. So here's the headline. ChatGPT can read your reviews on Zillow, and it knows how many you've got. It can't read them on Google. That was a very long about way to get to this answer. So let me just try to get us all back on what information I need you to know right now. Let me get the slides open again. All right, here we go. ChatGPT, Perplexity, none of them. They can't see Google Business Profile reviews. They're invisible. Doesn't mean they don't want to see them. Hold that one to thought. They just can't see them. Zillow, it can kind of see them because of that, what I just told you. Can't see Yelp, can't see Facebook. The reviews are invisible. But here's the real truth you have to think about. Even if it could, it wouldn't because it's too lazy. Just because ChatGPT can see how many reviews you have on Zillow doesn't mean it will. Because, for example, if somebody does a search for who's the best real estate agent to list and sell my $5 million home in Irvine, California, if that's their search, or in Newport Beach, whatever, if that's their search, what ChatGPT does not want to do is say, okay, let's go pull the profiles of every single real estate agent in Orange County and cross compare them to find the one who has the most reviews. How many thousands of agents would it have to go through to do that? No, it doesn't want to do that. Not when Zillow's already done it and it can just go to the listicle and see what the answer is. And so your actual individual pages have less influence than the keywords that you put into them. So here's what I want you to hear for a second. AI can't read your reviews. It doesn't mean it doesn't want to hear you say how many you've got. And so the solution we gave you when we were together in California is the bio prompt. This is in the slides I gave everybody back in December, where if you open that resource, it takes you to a prompt inside of our academy where it's going to ask you a bunch of questions. How long you've been in the business? How many homes have you sold? How many reviews do you have? And then it's going to stuff keywords into your bio. Like my bio might say something like, Jason Pantana has been proudly serving the Nashville residential real estate community for 15 plus years, always striving to be the best realtor with whom any seller or buyers ever hired, having earned a wonderful reputation, a 5-star reputation with more than 450 5-star reviews on Google. Like it's going to put those keywords in it so that like the cream of the crop, your profile rises to the top. That's the second thing. Now I want to keep moving. And I'm going to let me summarize. One, you got to show up on the websites AI references the most. You got to engineer your profiles to beat other agents. What does that mean? It means you're going to litter it with braggadocious EEAT stuff. You're going to brag your face off. How? In your bio. With what? With the prompt I gave you that's going to help you write that bio so that you rise to the top. Now, number 3, this one's huge. Publish, and we did not cover this together. Publish proof pages that AI sees and recommends. They have words like best, top, and verses. Now, for example, if I go to ChatGPT and I say, who's the best, let me zoom in a bit, realtor in Raleigh, NC, just for example. Or you know what, let's make this real. Who's the best realtor in, let's go, Newport Beach, California, okay? It searches the web, there it is, searching the web, and then let me zoom out because it's giving me the snippet. Yeah, I see that. And then here's the answer. There isn't a single universally agreed upon best realtor in Raleigh. Yeah, I get it. Your attorneys, in-house counsel got a hold of it and they're strangling it to not accidentally recommend something. I get it. It goes down and it recommends Gretchen, Jim, Molly, Brian, all these agents here. At the very bottom, we see our sources. Right here they are. Rate My Agent, some local websites, Real Trends, Effective Agents. That's a good one to look at right there. Fast Expert. It's showing us what it looked at. There's some Zillow, some Lendacraft, other things like that. Okay. So we do this search here and then it gives us the answers. What I want you to notice is some of the answers are actually pulling from an agent's website. Now, when a consumer runs this search, who's the best realtor in Raleigh, North Carolina? That word best, that's a bottom of funnel intent. That's a comparison query. Words like best, top, and versus, they're all comparison queries. I put them in my slides. Check this out. Best, top, and versus. Why did I want those words? because they're all high intent. They are the kinds of words somebody who is looking to make a hiring decision is asking because they're trying to make the determination, should I pick him or her to be my realtor? And so we're going to publish these things called proof pages. Here's a question for you. Can you make your own listicle? And the answer is, well, why the heck not? And so what we've been teaching our members inside of AIM to do is publish pages on your website. Now, these could be blogs, these could be standalone web pages, doesn't really matter on your website. You'll need to transpose these for your local marketplace, but just imagine with me for a moment. Imagine publishing a web page where the title of that web page is something like Why Nashville Home Sellers Recommend ABC Realty based on 300 plus verified reviews. It could be like why, I don't know, Corona home sellers recommend Tim Smith with, it could be any of that, right? Based upon 1,000 plus verified reviews. You're going to fill it in with your own information, okay? If you publish a page like that, AI stands a very good chance of seeing it and is like, oh, there's the answer. This is almost like when you're in the checkout aisle and you remember, oh, I need some mints. And then you grab mints off the little end cap and throw them in your basket. It's like, we're just going to make it so easy for AI to cheat on our test and take our answer and become our wingman right now. Another example, top 10 qualities Nashville sellers should look for in a real estate listing agent. And then I love this one. Well, how do I know what the top 10 qualities are, Jason? Easy. Read your reviews where you have clients praising you for specific different qualities. And then you just found your top 10. And so you have the page where it's like, you should look for a listing agent who is always responsive. And then you literally copy and paste the review from your client inside the page. And then you give yourself credibility and authority that you are actually excelling at all these qualities. You name yourself, you nominate yourself. Another one, how to choose a top realtor to list and sell your home in Nashville, the 2026 guide. Obviously, it wouldn't be Nashville. I live in Nashville. But the idea here is simple. You're going to publish pages that prove to AI why you. We're going to turn AI into your wingman so that it talks you up at the party. Another example, we talked about this inside of AI Marketing Academy as well. Most of you on your websites, you have services pages. You have a page for buyers and a page for sellers. That's not enough. What you need are what I'm calling specialization pages. What if you had a page on your website that talked about not just selling houses, selling expired listings? What if you had a page on your website that talked about not just working in a residential area, but the luxury area? What about a page dedicated to military if you work with military personnel? What about concierge services? Like if you do interior design or staging or different concierge types of services, what about that? What about a page just for move-up buyers? What about a page just for right sizing? What about a page for first-time home buyers or first-time home sellers? Or what about a page that talks about confidentiality as a specialized service you provide? We understand that when you're selling your home, there may be some personal matters that you don't want to make publicly available to the whole community where you live, work, and play. That's why confidentiality with the ABC Realty team is so critical. You can actually make a page that makes that a value add, core talkable difference to your business. What about a page that positions you as the ultimate negotiator when it comes to getting the deal done? Well, Jason, am I really the ultimate negotiator? Sure. Why not be the ultimate negotiator? Find some reviews that back it up and create credibility. And remember, we're just trying to whisper in the ear of AI, I'm the greatest real estate agent of all time. And then it's going to say, got it, check, Roger. And then it's going to go into somebody else's chat and say, you should really talk to Jason Pantana. He's the greatest real estate agent of all time. Monkey see, monkey do. It searches the web, it summarizes, it synthesizes. If you can scratch its itch of EEAT in the right places at the right time, it turns into your wingman. What about a page that's geared toward relocation? What about a page that's geared toward maybe you specialize in data analysis or pricing? What about marketing? Well, how can I really say I'm the best marketer? Just defend that you specialize in marketing and let AI say you're the best marketer. Hopefully you're getting where I'm going with this. You have the ability to massively talk yourself up on your website. Now, one note to be aware of, this is new information, okay? And not great, candidly. You're going to want to go to, somebody put one of your websites in the chat, would you? Just any of your websites. I just want to copy a link. Just the homepage to your website in the chat. Anybody? I just want to see some things. All right. I got Susan's copied. So I'm going to do a new chat. And it's going to be something like this. Let me close that for us. Well, that doesn't want to close. Let's refresh. Go away. There we go. Look up this website. Can you crawl this page? Or are you only able to see the snippet data from the SERPs? Okay, so I'm putting this website in there and watch what it does. It's searching the web. It's going to look up Susan's website. Yes, it is fully able to access your website. Let's do another one. Let's do this one here. Same question. What about this page? Selling Los Angeles homes. Oh, where is this? .com? I missed it. Hang on. Typo.com. Okay, let's try it again. I'm going to try to find an example here. Okay, so this one's good too. You're safe. I got to find an example here. I will find one of you. Let's try Troy's really quick. What about TroySmithRealEstate.net? I cannot confirm that I can crawl the site's pages directly from the browser. So what am I finding here? Different real estate agent websites. There are a lot of providers in our space, and some of them on the back end of your website, it's not something you turned on or off. They have prohibited all AI traffic from actually crawling their web pages. So all this website can see is whatever metadata was shared in the Google search results. What does that mean? Well, like if I go, I'm going to Google Troy Smith real estate. Okay. What is metadata? This is metadata, all that text. That's all ChatGPT can see off of Troy's website is metadata. So you're going to want to talk to your provider, because I'm telling you this because if y'all do what I'm teaching you, which is all these sub-services, specialization pages, all of these pages, these proof pages, and then you realize later on that actually your website provider blocked AI from seeing any of it, you're going to be ticked off after all the work you did. So caveat to be aware of is it's kind of like 50-50 right now. A lot of websites in our industry are prohibiting AI traffic. You're going to want to work around that. Okay. Now, a tool that we gave to our members is these specialization pages for AI search engines. I don't want to go too deep on this. What this resource does is it helps you write the copy for these pages using AI to write it so that you can position yourself as the agent to get found. Okay, I want to hit one more and then I want to pause and take some questions, I think. So just start thinking through, where do you feel stuck? Is there somewhere where you're like, I'm not connecting the dots on these things. I want to take action, but I don't know where to start. Just think about your questions because I want to answer those. Last one. This one's a major hack, especially if you're not a top producer in your local marketplace. If you're not a top producer and you want to be able to circumvent those listicles, this is a good one. Social media content and comments for buyer and seller explainers. Look at these pages here. Reddit comments, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook groups. First one I want to talk about is Reddit. Reddit is one of the most frequently cited websites in all of AI searches, but it doesn't actually look at Reddit posts. It looks at the comments. And so like, check this out. Realtor recommendations thread for Nashville, looking for realtor recommendations. And it's look at the pink one that you'll see in a second. See where it's pink right there, Kim? That is the citation that AI grabbed out of Reddit and then regurgitated in that synthesized AI overview answer. Now, this one was, it was linked to from a Google AI overview. whatever. I want clients to find you on all the platforms. If they're searching ChatGPT, I want them to find you. If they're searching Google AI Overview, I want them to find you. Perplexity, I want them to find you. Reddit citations is a big way to do that. Now, but wait, there's more. We're starting to see Facebook citations, but they're not regular Facebook posts. Specifically, we're starting to see these are who's a good realtor in area. These are recommendation request posts inside of public Facebook groups. So like there might be, I don't know, a mom's group, or there might be a community group, some kind of a Facebook group where somebody might go in, or a neighborhood group, they might go in and ask a question, who's a good realtor recommendation? And the AI is actually looking at the comments to find the answers. That's a big opportunity, because what you could do is, if you go to Google, check this out. I'm going to show you this slide in real time. If you go to Google and I do a search like realtor recommendation, if I could type, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see this. Realtor recommendation, comma, and then I'm going to say Irvine, CA, or Irvine, California, comma, and then watch this command I type, site, reddit.com, or all caps, facebook.com. What this query is telling Google to do is, you're looking for pages that use these keywords, but only on these websites. All right, go. And I just found all of the Facebook pages and Reddit forums. Did I spell Reddit wrong? Did I? I'm surprised I didn't get any. No, I didn't spell it wrong. That's weird. I'm surprised I didn't get any Reddit. Let me just do something really fast. That's odd. Okay. Maybe it was just on page 2, whatever. So here's a Reddit thread, real estate agents in Orange County. And there's actual recommendations. This is from a year ago, 2 years ago. You can go, there's 2 ways to find these. One is what I just showed you here, where you can just grab the links to them. And theoretically, you could send those to your best buyers and seller clients and ask them to drop your name in the comments. Or the other is when you're inside of ChatGPT, and like, let's go back to the, let's do a chat really quick on who's the best realtor in Newport Beach, CA. And it's going to do, it's searching the web, blah, blah, blah. We're going to go look and see, do we find any specific, there's Tim, way to go, Tim. Any specific threads. Let's get down to the bottom. The inline citations are, here's Tim's page. Look at that, best realtor in Newport Beach. Way to go for luxury home. Tim, you're doing the very thing we're talking about. Heck yeah, man. Paul, Zillow, fast expert. Let's see if there was any Reddit citations. And the answer is, on this particular search, we do not see any Reddit threads. So I didn't see any today, but I could try it again tomorrow and I might see some Reddit threads. Or I could just do this and get Reddit threads the way I showed you a moment ago, and you send those links to your best buyers, your best sellers, and say, hey, if you're open to it, could you recommend me in the comments? It's almost like asking for a review. And then because Reddit and Facebook have so much authority, it starts to reinforce you, even if you're not a top producer. You can also repurpose your social media, your blogs as LinkedIn articles. Those are starting to rank. And we're also starting to see Instagram. Look at this. I'm in Perplexity. Who's the best realtor, best listing agent in Westport? If I look at the citations in Perplexity, you're going to start to see actual Instagram posts, but it's referencing the keywords and the captions. So if you can create some social proof content of yourself being a top emerging professional or top emerging agent in your area on social, AI wants to be your wingman. It wants to talk you up really, really good. So these are ways to get ranked higher. So let me just keep moving forward a little bit. At the end of the day, it's about know, like, and trust. Real estate's always been know you, like you, trust you. The question is, does AI know you, like you, trust you? I just want to make sure we see this. I want to go back to the steps for a quick second. So it's these 4 things. You got to show up on the websites that AI is looking on. It's not going to answer on its own knowledge. AI is searching the web to find answers. Number 2, You got to engineer your profiles to brag your face off so that it chooses you over others. EEAT, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Number three, these proof pages, they're money, but make sure that AI can actually search your website. Number four is social media and content. So that's Reddit comments, that's Facebook group comments, that's social proof captions on Instagram. Those are the ways you're going to be able to get around not being on Yelp's 10 best or a top agent in your marketplace. Okay, let me jump over to the chat. How are we doing, folks? Do we have any questions in particular? Okay, I'm seeing one question here from Nico. My son's name is Nico. I love that. You've mentioned if you're not a top producer on Yelp, then that might be a problem. How does Yelp classify? Okay, I wasn't trying to say only Yelp. I was referring to Yelp as one of all the listicle pages. The listicle pages, Nico, included Zillow, included Fast Expert, included Rate My Agent, included Real Trends. Yelp was one of them. It was one of them. So you asked, how does Yelp classify that? The one ironic thing about Yelp is everybody hates Yelp. All the agents hate it. So you could be like a top agent on Yelp with like 12 reviews. And so I would also suggest to you, if you're willing to go through the heartache and annoyance of working with Yelp, it may be worth it because of all the listicles to break into. It's probably the easiest one. Just a side thought. Okay. Let's see. What about QR codes? Is AI able to read them? No. Next question from Sabrina. Can you text these names? What do you mean text them? I need a clarifying question. Troy says, what website provider do you recommend that is best for GEO? I'm not going to come out on the record and say that, but you can DM me on Instagram. Sabrina says chat. Let me go back to your question, Sabrina. What websites are those? Chat in the chat names. Oh, are you talking about, Sabrina, were you talking about this here? When it was these names here? Quoting on these websites? Like Tim, Paul, Lori? Is that what you meant? Confirm that for me. Okay, I don't see any other questions. And if that's the case, I'm going to take James' question here. Why did the pink comment on Reddit get scraped by AI instead of the other comments? Random, dude. It's random. It's going to pick one. It might have picked it because it saw that name somewhere else and grabbed it, but it's random. From what we can tell, and this is important, if somebody just drops your name, like Jason Pantana, in the comments on Facebook groups or on Reddit threads, that carries less weight than if they actually say Jason Pantana is the best realtor in blah, blah, blah area. So it seems to like the substance in the comments. Okay. Bill says, is keyword stuffing bad? I mean, technically, if you're going to truly keyword stuff, it's bad. We're not keyword stuffing. We're keyword enriching. And so there is sort of like an all things in moderation principle where if you stuff it so much, you're going to actually get in trouble with Google. So we don't want to go too crazy, but all the prompts I've got inside the Academy are careful not to do that. Sabrina, the site you need to be on that you were asking about is this slide that I showed you earlier. These are, so like Fast Expert, Yelp, Real Trends, Homelight, Zillow, Rate My Agent, getting your name in Reddit comments, Realtor.com, Homes.com, Redfin, a YouTube channel, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, getting your name mentioned in Facebook groups and your local websites. There could be local websites that I don't know about where it's like voted the #1 realtor by the Chamber of Commerce and sites like that. The way you find out for certain, Sabrina, is you put yourself in the shoes of, if I was the seller, I want to attract, what questions would I be asking of ChatGPT so that I can sort of spy on how does it answer these questions, and then I conform to those answers. I hope that makes sense. Okay, let me turn I want to just look at the comments. Okay. Can you send us the bio prompt? Yeah, let me put that in the chat for you really quick. Let me go find it briefly. I'll just search it here. Bio. Optimize your bio for AI search. And remember, there's the whole training on this topic too. View prompt. I'm going to put the link for you in the chat just so y'all have this. If you're not a member, this one will unlock with an email address, okay? I think I can chat. It's actually not letting me chat. Oh, no, it is. It's just I can't see it because my little teleprompter is being silly. All right. There you go. I put it in the chat for everybody. Okay, we are coming up on time. A couple of things before I let you go. I want to give you some QR codes. Let me share my screen, or I guess I stop sharing. Sorry, I don't use Microsoft Teams very often. I'm getting acclimated to it. Okay, so there's that prompt. Fantastic. Let me close that really fast. I did want you to see a couple of additional resources. If you are interested in getting all the content inside of AI Marketing Academy, our website is aimarketingacademy.com. And if you use this code GRA30Web at checkout, it takes 30% off your membership forever. You could do our monthly plan or our yearly plan where it renews every month or renews every year, depending upon which one you choose. There are some built-in savings on the annual renewal, but just plug in GRA30Web if you want to be a part of this community. And we would love to have you dive into the contents and apply AI to your marketing to take your business further, faster, and more powerfully than ever before. AI is a force multiplier, and the opportunity is right now. This conversation we just had of how do I rank an AI search is the most important that leads to listings and buyers right now. So dig into the replay when the recording comes out, and these actions, they're going to make you money. They're going to get you recommended. This is a critical marketing move to be made right now. All right, Brian, are you there? I'm going to turn the screen share off.
Yes, I am. Great job, Jason.
Hey,
It's actually really exciting watching you through this, man. I feel like I go from a level 2 to a level 10 every time I have these events. And it was funny because as we were going through it, man, I got a lot of text messages from agents just thanking us for the opportunity. So one, you guys are welcome. But number two, you know, part of the reason that we were able to put this together was because of your partnership with GRA. And, you know, our goal is to kind of continue adding this value to you throughout the year. So the more we grow your partnership with GRA, the more of these kind of opportunities we'll have together. So please connect with your GRA team members. We will help get you guys the links for the replays. We can also share some of the additional AI strategies that we have to help optimize your workflow, your client experience, to help kind of drive these points home. So Jason, you're phenomenal. Thank you guys for hanging in there with us for the past hour. It's amazing. Please connect with your GRA team members, and we'll see you guys on our next event. Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
everybody.
Got your eyes on a home? You'll need the local home loan experts at Guaranteed Rate Affinity. We are a fintech mortgage company that streamlined the home buying process. Our loan officers have direct access to the best real estate agents, giving you a completely seamless home buying experience. Featuring the industry's most advanced tech platform and customized loan solutions, our local loan officers can help you at any time from anywhere. Our digital mortgage and power bid approval will get you pre-approved in minutes with a strong offer even against all cash offers. You need speed to win in this market, and our same-day mortgage delivers, getting you approved in as little as 1 day. Getting you on track for the closing table in as fast as 10 days. Speaking of the closing table, our flash close options shorten the closing appointment from hours to minutes, or skip it altogether. It's your choice. We've made the home buying experience as fast, simple, and awesome as possible for countless others, and we'd love to help you next. Get pre-approved today with the experts at Guaranteed Rate Affinity, and let's get you home.